How much distance would it cover in 21 liters of petrol, assuming the distance covered and the quantity of petrol are in direct proportion? This statement is clearly indicates that it's in direct proportion. Does it?
Yes, sir.
How can you say that?
Sir, more petrol will go more kilometers.
Yes, if the quantity of petrol is more, the distance covered also will be more, isn't it? So here, as per the given question, 430 kilometers is covered in 35 liters of petrol. Now, how do we calculate if the quantity of petrol is 21 liters? How much distance will it cover?
Sir, first we have to find how much distance is covered in 1 liters and then we have to multiply it by 21.
Sir,
It's
4
almost like a unitary method, no?
21, sir. Yes,
Sir, 258 kilometers.
To 21, sir.
So it is almost like a unitary method, as Ashutosh mentioned. If you calculate for 1 liter of petrol, then multiply with 21, it's a unitary method. Since we are dealing with a direct and inverse proportion, let's try in a different method now.
430
Sir, we
divided
can
by
use
35
the
into 21, sir.
We can write
extreme
in a
and
table
mean.
like this: 430, 35. So what distance in 21 liters? This is quantity of petrol in terms of
So we have
liters.
to do cross multiplication.
This is a distance in terms of kilometer. If I mention this as x1 and this as x2, this as y1 and y2, the ratio x1 by y1, this will be equal to x2 by y2. So it's like proportion, and we can make use of, as Piyush suggested, we can make use of product of extremes and product of means. We get the same thing here, 430 upon 35, which will be equal to x2 upon 21. If you do cross multiplication, it is 430 into 21. It's like product of extremes now. If you do
Yes, sir.
x2 times of 35, it is like product of means.
Yes, sir.
So x2 we can find out. This will be 430 into 21 divided by 35. Yes, somebody
Sir,
calculated.
258.
Sure.
Yes, sir, I have got this answer.
430 into 21 divided by 35. This 21 and 35, they are
Yes, sir.
divisible by 7. No?
Sir, correct, sir.
7
258.
3 times, 7
Sir,
5
correct,
times.
sir.
Again, you can divide this. So 258
Right
is
answer, sir.
absolutely correct. So we can make use of unitary method, or we can make use of proportion. One more question, let's see. Is this situation says that it's in direct proportion or inverse proportion? Look at this. An electric pole 12 meters high cast a shadow 10 meters. Find the height of a tree that casts a shadow of 15 meters under similar condition. Why did they mention that under similar condition?
Because, sir, at different times, shadows will be formed different.
Correct. The similar condition may refers to the same time, isn't it?
Same time.
And same place. The place also matters. Yes. How do we say that?
Right, sir.
Is it a direct proportion?
18 meters.
Yes, sir.
Yes. How it is a direct?
18 meter right, sir.
Sir, higher the pole will give higher
Then we
shadow.
should do your
Yeah. More the length of the pole,
cross
more will be the
multiplication should do,
shadow.
sir.
So it is clearly direct proportion. So how do we
Yes, sir.
solve this?
12 into 15 is 10x.
Sir, by the
Hmm.
cross multiplication.
12 meter will cast a shadow 10 meters.
Sir,
This is the
15 into
actual.
10 divided by 12.
Sir, 18 meter.
Shadow.
10 into 12 divided
The
by
actual height of tree should be found, and the shadow
yes,
is
sir.
15 meters. It's
The
like cross
actual
multiplication. This to be multiplied.
15 into 12 divided by 10 is equal to 18
Correct.
meter height.
12
Yes,
into
sir.
15 by 10.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Five.
18.
8 meters.
18, sir.
18 meters.
Sir, 18 meter.
18, huh?
18
Okay,
meter right.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
18
18
meters.
meter right.
So it's like this, 12 by 10 is equal to some x by 15. So when we calculate, we get it as 18. It's very easy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let's discuss a few questions from exercise. This is exercise
13.1.
13.1. The following are the car parking charges near a railway station. Up to 4 hours it is rupees 60, up to 8 hours it is 100, up to 12 hours it is 140, up to 24 hours it is 180.
180.
Check if the parking charges are in direct proportion to the parking time. What we have to do is we'll find the ratio. If the ratio of time period and the parking charge remains the constant, then we say that it will be in direct proportion.
Yes, sir. Directly.
Is it in direct proportion? Let's check it. We will find the ratio now. It is the ratio of time period and the parking charge. First we have 4 by 60.
Sir, it is like if you
One
stand the car
to
for more
15.
hours, then amount for 1 hour will decrease some.
Yes, sir. 1 is to
Mm, let's
15
let's
cell.
see this here. First, we shall find this ratios. When
Sir,
we simplify this
4 is to
2 times 4
25, sir.
25 times.
Yes.
12 by 140 is 4 3 times. 4 threes are 4 fives are 3 by 25, 35,
Yes.
correct. Next is 24 upon 180. When
180.
we calculate 12 2
Total, sir.
times and
19.
12 15 times. So when we observe this, the ratios are different here. Here, what we are getting is 1 by 15, which is not equal to 2 by 25. This is not equal to 3 by 35. This is not equal to 2 by 15. They are not equal. But in the
Yes, sir.
direct proportion, we have learned that x1 by y1 equal to x2 by y2. This will be a constant. This
Yes,
concept
sir.
we
K.
have learned.
K is equal to constant.
Therefore, this is not
In direct proposition.
direct proportion.
Sir.
Remember, you should not combine these two words. Indirect proportion. There is nothing called as indirect proportion. This is not in direct proportion. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Ajay was saying that it's like if you park for more number of hours, the cost will reduce. It's not
Yes, sir. Means
exactly.
I'm telling if they are parking the car for more hours,
Hmm.
then the amount they are giving for each 1 hour is decreasing.
Each 1 hour is decreasing, correct. Means if you park for 1 hour in this case, 15 rupees is considered, isn't it? If you park for 8 hours, if you divide this by 8, it will not be 15, it will be less than that.
Less than
It is
15.
less
Change,
than
sir.
15.
Change. Plus.
If you park for 12 hours, it will be less than this number. Yes, we're right.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at the question 2. A mixture of paint is prepared by mixing 1 part of red pigment with 8 parts of base. In the following table, find the parts of base that need to be added. We know that the combination of pigment and the base will give a color. Here, if 1 part of red pigment and 8 part of base is there, it will give some color. This is considered as a
Concentration.
reference, and with this reference, we have to find the remaining. So how do we find it? Suppose if I name a letter here, say this is A, this is B, C, and D. we can say that their ratio will be equal since they are in direct proportion.
Yes,
1
sir.
by 8
Yes,
is
sir.
equal to
Ratio will be equal,
4
sir.
by A.
A is equal
Is
to
equal to 7 by
A
B.
will be equal to if
32,
it was
sir.
multiplied.
32, sir.
Very good.
32.
32.
30.
Next, we can consider
Then the
this
B is
along
equal
with
to
this. I can consider these
56.
two or these
By
two, your wish.
8 into 7 is equal to
Suppose if I
56.
take 1 by 8 equal to 7 by B,
C
and
is
if
equal to
I
96, sir.
56,
C
sir.
is equal
56,
to 96.
yeah.
C is equal to
1 by 8
96.
is equal to 12 by C. We can
Yes, sir.
put C.
96.
7 by 96.
C is equal to 96.
D
1 by
is
8
Equal
equal
to
to 20
160,
by
sir.
D.
160.
160.
20 into 8
160,
is
sir.
equal to 160. D is equal to 160.
Easy. We are able to do this because I am writing the reason here. X1 by Y1 will be equal to X2 by
X2
Y2
by
will
Y2
be equal
is
to
equal to
constant.
X3 by Y3 is equal to constant. Okay.
Any doubt?
No,
No,
sir.
sir. No, sir.
Question 3 is related to question 2. They have
Yes,
given
sir.
in question number 2, if one part of red pigment requires 75 milliliter of base, how much red pigment should we mix with 1800 milliliter of base? As per this question, if we consider the red pigments as some X parts, the
Yes, sir.
ratio 1 by X will be equal to 75 by 1800. Let me mention that. Let the required red pigment be X
There are
part.
5 points.
So 1 upon X I can consider as 75 upon 1800. So we can
Yes, sir.
calculate X. X will
X
be
is equal to
1800 divided by 75.
75 is equal to
2
24, sir.
times is 150.
24, sir.
4 times, correct. 24.
24.
So it means
24.
that 24 parts of red pigments are required. Is parts. So
Yes, sir.
24 parts of
Of
red
red
pigment
are required.
is
24
required.
parts of red pigments is required.
This is not at all difficult. Let's look at question 4. A machine in a soft drink factory fills 840 bottles in 6 hours. How many bottles will be filled in 5 hours? So whenever they give question of this type, it's easy if you write them in a tabular column. It's like you mention number of bottles and the time in terms of hours. If the number of bottles are 840, it is taking 6 hours. We have to find the number of bottles for 5 hours. If 5 hours are there, how many bottles can be filled?
100 bottles.
Is this a direct proportion?
No,
Yes, sir.
you know,
Yes. More the number of time, more will be the number of bottles, isn't it? So
yes, sir.
clearly, it is a question related to direct proportion.
Yes, sir. In
So let me mention that this is in direct
direct
proportion.
proposition.
portion.
700 bottles.
So we
700
can
bottles
write
are required in 5 hours.
840 divided by x
700 bottles.
equal to 6 by 5. I can write like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What will be x now?
X
X
is
will
equal
be
to
Sir,
5 times
700.
840 divided by
840
6.
into 5 divided by 6 is equal
6.
to
6 will divide
700
this.
bottles.
6 140 times.
140 times. Into
5
5.
as 700.
700.
So 700 bottles can be filled in 5 hours.
700 bottles are required in 5 hours.
Yeah, look at this question. Arish, switch off the TV, man.
Harish,
ಬುಧವಾರ ದಿನ ಬುಧವಾರ ದಿನ ಬುಧವಾರ ದಿನ
ಬುಧವಾರ ದಿನ ಏನು?
he's telling on Wednesday.
I understood. What is there on Wednesday?
Holidays on Wednesday.
He is telling his mother that holiday is there on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, there will be holiday.
ಹೋಗಿದ್ನಲ್ಲೇ
Stop talking, Harish. Concentrate on this question.
A
A
photograph
photograph of a bacteria enlarged 50,000 times attains a length of 5 centimeter as shown in the diagram. What is the actual length of the bacteria? If the photograph is enlarged 20,000 times only, what will be the enlarged length? So here two sub questions are there. Yes, how do we find? Suppose if I consider the actual length as x. Let actual length be x. They have given in terms of centimeter only, isn't it? So let me take this in terms of centimeter, 6 centimeter. Here, I'll make a tabular column mentioning the enlargement and the length. If it is enlarged 50,000 times, the bacteria size is in terms of 5
5
centimeter
centimeter.
length. If it is enlarged 20,000 times,
Then what will be the length?
what will be the length?
2 centimeters sir
2 centimeters.
Yes, sir. 2 centimeter.
2 centimeter. Yes. How do we find
20,000
actual
5
length?
divided by 5,000.
Sir, 20,000 into 5 divided by 50.
To find the original length,
50,000. 20,000
I
into
can
5
divide
divided
this
by
5 by 50,000.
Yes, sir.
This will be 1 by
By 10,000.
10,000. No,
Yes,
this
sir.
is
1 by
difficult to read. 1 by 10,000 is difficult to read. So we can
yes,
make use of the
Zero
exponent and
point.
write it as
10 to the power minus 4.
minus 4. No,
yes,
minus
sir.
4 centimeter.
10 to the power minus 4.
Now to find how many is sorry, what will be the length for 20,000 times enlargement? Let me take this as
2
some
centimeter. Sir.
y units.
2
So y will
centimeter.
be equal to, we can multiply 5 times of 20,000 divided by
Yes, sir.
50,000. So
50,000.
these
Yes, sir. 0,
zeros
0
will
will
get cancelled. 5 and 5
5,
get
5,
cancelled.
5, 5 cancel is equal to 2
We get
centimeter
2
of length.
centimeter. Very easy. Next question
Yes, sir.
also is easy. There is a ship model. The
In a
mast
model of
is
ship.
9 centimeter high, while the mast of the actual ship is 12 meter high. If the length of the
Okay.
ship is 28 meters, what will be the length of the model ship? It's
20.
easy.
28 into 9 divided by 2.
Yes, sir.
First
28
thing
into
is
9 divided by 12.
the height and the length, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Here, if the height is 9 centimeter,
21 centimeter.
the length of the ship
21
is
centimeter
12
times
meter.
21 centimeters.
21 centimeter
If it is x centimeter,
is equal to
28
28
meter.
meter.
If
9
we use
into
this
28
9
divided
by
by 12.
x is equal to 12 by 28,
Then it
x will be what?
will be
Cross multiply 9 times of 28
2 divided by
divided
12.
by 12.
Sir,
3.
it is centimeter and meter, sir.
No
No, sir.
issues. When we
Both
find the
are same
ratio, no? When
length
we
and
find
height,
the
sir.
ratio, they get cancelled. Centimeter,
Yes,
centimeter,
sir.
they get cancelled here. Meter and meter
2
also
divided
they
by
get
12
cancelled.
also cancel.
So 3 times,
3
3
3
4
times
times,
equals to 4 on the 4
4 7
cancel.
21
21
21 meters.
centimeter.
So we get in terms of 21 centimeter. Sorry,
Sir, centimeters.
correct. So it is in terms of
Centimeters it
centimeter.
is.
Correct.
Yes. 21 centimeter.
Yeah, exponential form is there here. Yes, sir. 2 kg sugar contains 9 into 10 to the power of 6 crystals. So how many crystals are there in 5 kg of sugar and also 1.2 kg sugar?
2 kg sugar is contains
Sir, 5
like
into 9 into 10 to the power 6 divided by 2.
Suppose if I write this particular thing in a tabular
90
form,
lakhs
number
it
of
is. 9
sugar
into 10
crystal
to the power 6. 90 lakh.
and the weight, if I mention, if the weight of the sugar is 2 kg,
Yes, sir.
it is containing 9 into 10 to the power of 6 crystals.
6.
So here, how many crystals? Let me take this as X for
X
5
and
kg sugar.
5 kg.
Let me
5
consider
into
Y
90
for
lakh.
1.2 kg.
1.2 kg.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I make the ratio here, 9 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by X will be equal to 2 by 5. I can consider like
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Will be X.
Is equal to 5 into
45 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 2, isn't it?
yes, sir.
Yes.
What will be this? If you write in a standard form, what will be this? This will be 22.5, but when you write in standard form 2.25 into 10 to the power of 1 decimal, we have to consider
7.
so
Out
7.
to
Correct. Very good.
7.
Sir.
45.
If you want to consider the same way, similarly, y will be equal to, we have to cross multiply this 1.2 with 9 times of 10 to the power of 6 divided by 2 0.6 times is 1.2. So we get 5.4 into 10 to the power of 6. You observe this. This is in terms of 10 to the power of 7. This is in terms of 10 to the power of 6. So we know that more the weight, more will be the number of crystals.
Yes, sir.
It is correct.
Sir, it is 10 to the power 5.
Understood?
Yes.
Look at this question. Rashmi has a road map with a scale of 1 centimeter representing 18 kilometers. She drives on a road for 72 kilometers. What would be her distance covered in the map?
So 4
Sir,
centimeter
72 divided by 18.
divided by 18. 4
Yes, you
centimeters.
already said
4,
the answer 4
4
centimeter.
centimeter.
Yes, absolutely correct. How do we mention the answer? How do we write the answer?
Map with scale. Good.
Okay, scale.
72 divided by
Scale is
18.
there in terms of centimeter, and
Yes, sir.
distance covered is there in terms of
Kilometer.
Kilometer.
meters.
Km.
If the distance covered is 18 kilometers,
18
she is
kilometer in
marking 1 centimeter on the
centimeter.
map.
Yes, sir. 1
So
centimeter.
if the distance covered is 72, what will be
72
the
kilometer.
scale?
Then, yes. 1 into
So 1
72
upon x
divided
is
by
equal
18,
to
1 by
18
x is
upon 72.
equal to 2.
which is
So
equal
x
to
will be equal to,
Equal to 7.
this will
72
be 1
divided
by
by
4.
18.
1 by x is equal to 1 by 4, so x is equal to 4.
Oh, yes, sir.
So we get
4
in terms of centimeter.
centimeter. 4 centimeter.
It's very easy.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Once again, there's a question related to the length of a pole and the shadow. There are two sub questions here. So let's try making the tabular column for this. A 5 meter 60 centimeter high vertical pole cast shadow 3 meter 20 centimeter long. Find at the same time the length of the shadow cast by another pole 10 meter 50 centimeter high. and the height of the pole which casts a shadow 5 meter long. They have given length of the pole in one. We have to find the shadow. In the next one, they have given the shadow. We have to find the actual length.
Right.
So let me make a tabular column for this. Let me mention the height of the pole.
If
Height
5
of
meters.
pole and
Shadow.
length of shadow. If the height of the pole is 5 meter 60 centimeter, it is casting a shadow of length 3 meter 20 centimeters. In the first case, they have given the actual length. We have to find out what will be the length of the shadow that we have to find. This is in the first case.
10 meter
In the
into
second
3
case,
centimeter.
we have to find out the length of the pole. They have given the shadow length
Height of
is
the pole.
5 meter.
Yes, sir.
It's a 5 meter.
Yes. How do we find?
Sir, we should do cross multiplication.
So we can convert it into meters.
Very good. We can convert that
What
in terms of meters.
centimeter?
Hmm.
No, sir. Centimeter will be easy.
Yes, sir.
Centimeter will be easy.
Convert into centimeter.
Centimeter will be correct.
Centimeter only shall we convert?
Yes, sir.
So
sir.
what will be
Centimeter.
this in terms of centimeter?
560.
560, sir.
560.
560.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
320 centimeter.
320.
Sir.
So we have
320.
converted in terms of centimeter. This will be
This will be
1050.
1050 centimeter.
1050.
And this I have
1050.
written in terms of centimeter. This is centimeter. 5 meter is
500.
500 centimeter.
500 centimeter.
500 centimeter.
Yes, sir. Let's find the first one. 560 divided by 1050 equal to 320 divided by
320
x.
divided by x.
So x will be equal to 320 into 1050
50 divided by 560 is equal to
560.
0, 0.
Yes,
0, 0 will
one of the
cancel.
zero cancelled.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. This is
16.
divisible by
2.
Sir. 7, sir.
4.
8.
7 8 is sir. 7 15 is sir.
Yes, sir.
7, 8
15. 7 to 105
56,
and
7 15 times. Okay, sir.
yes, sir.
8
8
40
40.
times.
40 is 840
So we get it as
600.
600 centimeter.
600
That
centimeter.
is same as 6
meter, sir.
meter.
6 meter.
For the second one, we have to take
We require
560 upon
height of the
pi
pole.
equal to 320 divided by 500.
500. Yes, sir.
So pi
Then y
will
is
be
equal
equal to
560
200 times 560 divided by
divided by
320.
320. 0, 0 will cancel.
8
8
4 times,
sir.
8
8
7
7
times,
sir.
7 times 4 ones
125.
are 4
4
ones are 4. 25
125
plus
sir.
4 125 times.
125.
No?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. 525.
875, sir.
We get it
Yes,
as
sir. 875
875 centimeter
centimeter.
8
or
8
this
meter.
meter
is
and
8 meter
75 centimeter.
75 centimeter.
Yes, yes, sir. 8 meter and 75 centimeter.
So you understood?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now a question for you. A loaded truck travels 14 kilometer in 25 minutes. If the speed remains the same, how far can it travel in 5 hours? In 5 hours means it is 5 times of 60, so 300 minutes.
300 minutes, sir.
Yes, sir. Tell me the answer.
84, sir.
84. 84 is not correct.
Sir, 168 kilometers.
Yeah, 168 is correct.
Sir, 168 kilometers.
Because here we are mentioning the distance. One is distance, other is time. 14 kilometers are covered in 25 minutes. So what distance will it cover in 5 hours, which is 300 minutes?
300 minutes.
So it's like 14 upon x is equal to 25 upon 300.
X is equal to
300 times of 14 divided by
14
25.
20.
25 12 times is 300, I think. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
12
sir.
times of 40,
12,
12 into
14 is
14,
168.
168.
168
We get
kilometers.
in terms of kilometers. Easy. Yes, sir. These are the questions which are related to direct proportion. Now we shall discuss something related to inverse proportion. Look at the statement here. An increase in one quantity causes a decrease in another quantity, or decrease in one quantity causes an increase in another quantity, and vice versa. Then we say that both the quantities are related inversely. If two quantities x and y are in inverse proportion, then their product will be constant. In the previous direct proportion, their ratio was constant. In the inverse proportion, their product is constant. To understand the meaning of inverse proportion, here I have given you an example, the number of men and the number of hours. If more the number of men, the time required to complete the same work will decrease. If 10 people are there, if they are taking 12 hours to complete the work, if the number of people are increased to 20, their time taken is decreased. Here, for 20 men, the number of hours required is 6 hours. For 30 men, the number of hours required is 4 hours.
4
If
hours.
you find their product, 10 times of 12 is 120, 12 times of 6 is 120, 30 times of 4 is 120. So the product of x and y is constant. You have to remember this. Or I can write it as x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. This is constant. This should be remembered. This is one example. The another example is if the distance between two places is say it is 200 kilometers. If you are riding a bike at the speed of 50 kilometers per hour,
4
the
hours.
time taken is 4 hours because we know that speed is distance upon time taken. Distance is 200 kilometers. So we can find out the time taken. Time taken will be distance by speed. We get it as 4 hours.
Yes.
If the speed of the bike is increased to 100 kilometers per hour, what will be the time taken?
4.
2 hours, sir. 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours, sir.
Here you observe the speed is
Decreases.
increased, but the time taken is getting decreased.
Yes, sir. 2
Such
hours.
such type is called as inverse proportion. Yeah, this is one example. Can you give another example? Any other example? Just think. Not getting any situation. Huh?
Sir, 10 people
3 to
finishes the
4, sir.
work in 6 days, sir. 30 people in 2 days, sir.
Yes, sir.
Martandaya, already
Yes,
that
sir.
example is there here. No? Think of some other example, man. Men and our
10
sisters.
people complete
Sir,
the
he
work
came
in
for
2 days and
Tarun, it's again the same example. Give some other example, yeah.
male and
Daily,
females.
daily you will be seeing one or the other situation. Now, based on that, you can just think and tell the
Sir,
example.
one can water can be drinked by 10 people, sir.
If there is a can of water, it is drunk by
One
10 people. Okay. If the number of people are increased, the water also will be increased. It's a direct
Because
proportion.
day,
Think of something else,
one
man.
day, hours or area.
Think of something else.
Yes,
Imagine a situation that there is a tank. In this tank, there is a pipe. Water through this pipe will take certain time to fill this tank, isn't it?
yes, sir. Speed of the water is increases.
If more number of pipes are connected instead of one, if two more pipes are connected,
Yes, sir.
what will be the time required?
time
time
will
will
be reduced, sir.
Time
Decreases, sir.
required will
Decreases.
decrease now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here, the number of pipes
Yes,
is increased. When the number
yes,
of pipes are increased, the time taken it gets
it
decreases.
decreases. Yes, sir.
This
Decreases.
is one such example. Here you can see 6 pipes are required to fill a tank in 1 hour 10 minutes. How long will it take if only 5 pipes are used? It is inverse proportion. You will agree with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here the number of pipes and the time taken. If the number of pipes are 6, the time taken is 1 hour 10 minutes. If the number of pipes are 5, how much time will it take? This can be converted in terms of minutes. Yes, what will be
84,
that?
sir. Sir,
7 to 8
1
minutes
hour,
now.
24 minutes, sir. 1 hour, 24 minutes is
How do we
required to.
find? 6 into
Sir,
70 will be equal to 5 into y. So y will be
yes,
equal
sir.
to 6 into 70 divided by 5.
5,
5
8, 20.
1 hour
12
24
times.
minutes.
Sir, 84 minutes,
Correct, no?
72 minutes.
Sir, 14, sir, not 12, sir.
14,
Yeah,
sir, it is.
correct, correct.
Yes, sir.
14, sir.
14.
14. 14 times of 6,
70, sir. 84
84.
minutes, sir. 84
84. It
minutes.
means that it
84.
1
is
hour,
1 hour 24 minutes.
1 hour, 24 minutes, sir.
24
Answer.
minutes.
Yes,
So
sir.
you
1 hour.
observe here the time is increased.
Inverse
If
proposition.
the number of pipes are decreased, the time is increased. It goes like this. One quantity
Yes,
is
sir.
decreased, other quantity increases. Okay, the time is up. If there is any doubt, you can ask.
Yes, sir. I have doubt.
No doubt, sir.
Yes. What's the doubt?
Please write the question.
It's
6.3 6.385
6.385. Let me change the
into,
English. 6 point, oh,
New slide.
6.385.
sir, more place is needed.
More place is needed.
New slide, sir. Take it
Okay,
a new slide.
6 point.
6.385 into
Uh,
6.385.
one more time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Minus
minus
5.385 into
5 point.
385 into
Hmm,
5.385
hmm,
divided by
hmm,
6.385 into
hmm.
6.385 into only 6.385 plus
Okay,
plus
5.35.
2 into
2 into 5.385.
2 into 6.385.
Okay.
Not sir. 2 into 6.385.
This is not there.
Not sir. 2 into 6.385
Ah,
into 6.3 5 point. It is
it
correct
is
sir.
there.
Again
Ah,
plus.
plus
Inside
5.385 into
5.
5.385.
Yes sir.
What made me to think like this?
Sir, a plus b whole square.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Very
A
good.
square minus
If I
b square.
consider A as
Yes, sir.
6.385 and B
Then B
as
is equal to
5.385,
5.385.
this question can be changed as A square minus B square
Minus b
divided
square.
by
Is equal to
A
yes.
plus B whole square.
Yes, sir.
Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
What is the thing? What we have to do?
A square
Uh,
is equal to
A plus b into a minus b.
and downside a
Yes,
plus b.
sir.
This can be written as A minus B into A plus B. Correct, no?
yes, sir. Yes,
Divided
sir.
by
Yes,
A
sir.
plus B into A plus B.
No.
Ajay, something get cancels. Cancelled? So
A plus
what
b.
remains at the end is A minus B divided by A plus B. Now you
Yes,
subtract.
sir.
Subtract. What do you get?
Sir, answer is
This is 0, 0, 0.
sir, 1, sir. 1.
A
1,
plus
sir.
B.
Yes, sir.
Add them. Add them.
1,
This
sir.
is 10, 1 carry, 16 plus 1, 17, 1 carry, 6 plus 1, 7, 11.77.
11.77.
Yes, sir. 11.77.
So it is 1 divided by 11.77. This is the answer, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any other
Is
doubt?
the identity.